Just a quick programming note that this is part one of a two-part series about the worst coworker I have ever worked with. Part two brings more ridiculousness and nonsense from this person. So go ahead and check it out on the Annoyed Adult podcast and on the show page itself. All right, you enjoy part one. Welcome to the Annoyed Adult podcast. I'm your host, Howard Cam, and if you've noticed that pregnant pause in the beginning of this episode, is because we're going to talk about the worst person that I've ever worked with in my entire life.
The worst.
The worst. Thank you, Tina. Oh, that was melodic.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Tina, we're going to talk about the absolute worst person you've ever worked with.
Okay.
So before I begin, because we've been building up to this episode for probably...
I'm so excited.
Forever. Yeah, me too. Me too. Tell me about the worst person that you've ever worked with. Do you have somebody in mind?
You know, it was probably the days of our jewelry time. So you weren't working then. So just a quick story. When Howard quit the jewelry industry, he emailed his manager and said, "Vogue is a killer. Anyway, I quit." Do you remember that?
I do. Because I have allergies to Vogue.
Why would you put that in your resignation letter?
I don't know, but I hated that job so much. Like, that was super unprofessional of me.
It was really fantastic, though.
Yeah, it was the worst.
So after you, there was this one lady. We'll call her Pam.
At the jewelry store that I worked at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she was emotionally unstable. I think she looked at me as a daughter, and I am not her daughter.
Jeez.
So she would call me, like, I remember for my birthday, I took the day off.
Yeah.
And she called me because the erasers were not on the pencils.
Why would she even bother calling you? One, you work for a separate company.
Yes. And she was into calling me about little stupid things like that. Eventually, it was a crescendo in terms of her emotions. She started to cry a lot because I guess I wasn't emotionally there.
Wait a minute. How did she get your number?
Well, because she was my lead. So she was in charge of me, but she would cry a lot, a whole lot.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me back it up.
Yeah.
So you were still at the other jewelry company. She was working for the competitor.
No.
Same company.
She was working for the same company.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And she would make like little, I mean, at first it was just things that you can giggle at, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the pencil thing, I was like, that's weird. But eventually it just became too personal. Like she really wanted to be my mom of some sorts.
Yeah.
And when I backed off from that, because no, you're not my mom.
Would she give you like?
She would cry.
Would she give you like presents on your birthday or something? Like,
she would give me presents just any day. She would give me presents any day, and I think that should be kind of like a warning shot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We haven't established that we're friends at all, and you're starting to give me presents. Come on now.
So she was a significantly older woman.
Very much, yeah.
And oh my God, did she like lose her daughter or something? Or like did her daughter move away?
No.
Did she ever have kids?
I think she had a son.
Yeah.
She had a son.
And then she had regrets.
And then she had regrets.
I don't want a boy. Ugh.
I want this girl.
Yeah.
No, it was terrible, man. I mean, that's as worse as I can think of.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about the story that you're going to tell.
Yeah. So this individual, and we need to give him a code name, and I'm going to call him Jack.
Jack.
As in a jack off, because that's exactly what he is. So from now on in this episode, I refer to him as Jack.
Jack. Okay.
Okay. And so we needed a shop teacher here at school, and so for those of you that don't know, I do. I still work at a high school, and so he was our shop teacher. And then at first when he would come in, and he's like this short, round guy from Pennsylvania, right? He won the job sites, I guess, and then he came all the way across the country to Hawaii, the most isolated city in the middle of the Pacific, to work at a high school as a shop teacher. I'm like, all right, cool. So, we met this guy, we said hi, and I'm not in charge of hiring, but, I trusted my principal's decision.
Right.
And so in the very first couple of weeks, we're kind of getting him acclimated, and he would always complain to me of how he was being like overwhelmed by some of his students. And I was like, well, how can we help? And so what happened was I grabbed my department head and I said, look, we have a guy here that is clearly failing managing his classroom, and I want to be able to help him. And so what we did was we went ahead and got someone from the YMCA. I didn't know this was possible.
Okay.
So we got a guy from the YMCA to help him in his classroom. And then the entire time he was in the classroom, he kept complaining to us, and he sends out this email, and I printed out all the emails. So
there is a stack of paper in front of you.
Yeah. So
which is daunting.
If you hear a paper rustling in the background, ladies and gentlemen, that's me looking through all the printed emails that I have of him. And by the way, he would send emails over State of Hawaii email. So, when you
that's
do that,
official.
It's official, right?
Yeah.
It is an official document. And oh my God, let's go September. Let's go all the way back. I want to kind of go back all the way anyway to about August, so about September. He sent out this email saying, why don't we all get together? And if we can't get together, no problem. And so the people in my department, like I have a family,
right.
I'm an older guy. And so, that's why I'm the annoyed adult. And so I don't really like go out and hang out because I have a family to take care of. We have a younger lady who just got out of college with her master's degree, and she's like a vibrant 20-something-year-old. Mm-hmm. So a single woman enjoying her life. She doesn't want to hang out with a bunch of middle-aged men.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her. So, and then we have another guy who has a brand new son. So he can't hang out. And then we have a newlywed. So she can't hang out.
Yeah.
And besides, in all the years that I've been here, that we've never hung out as a department.
Right.
Because we don't need to. We're pretty tight as it is.
Work friends are different from friends.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Work friends are different from friends. And so he, we told him like, hey, we can't hang out, but whatever. And then what he ends up doing is he would kind of have these snide remarks like, you guys don't want to hang out with me because I'm a haole. And if you don't know what haole means, it's basically like foreigner, but for white foreigners. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. No one here called you that name.
Yeah.
He goes, well, I had trouble at another school in Hilo, and they called me that. And I said, Jack, no one called you that name. Why do you keep saying that word?
Yeah.
Like it's a derogatory term almost. No one will call you that here. But you guys don't want to hang out with me. I'm like, dude.
We don't hang out with each other.
We don't hang out with each other. Right? Like, we don't hang out with each other. Like, stop trying to force us to hang out with you. Like, Jesus Christ.
Which makes me not want to be your friend even more. Like, when you have to force it, no, dude, no. But, so he's just getting into the whole wanting to be friends thing. What else?
Yeah, and so what he then ends up doing is sending all these emails, right? And so he sends this, and I'm going to count the paragraphs.
Okay.
I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 paragraphs. Tina, look at this paper.
Oh my God.
Am I kidding? I'm not kidding.
It's literally a love letter.
It is a 5-paragraph letter. And so basically what he's saying is that he's angry that we had to bring someone into the classroom because he feels like someone's trying to watch him. Like, wait a minute. You needed the help, so we brought someone in to help you.
Right.
Right? We brought someone in to help you, and then you're blaming us for trying to micromanage you or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when we leave him alone, we get blamed, and like he calls us like, you guys don't care about me. I'm like, what? Dude.
Why would we care about you? You're my coworker.
Yeah, be an adult. Be an adult. You're in the classroom. You're the teacher. Be an adult.
Yeah.
And so in this email, like he keeps talking about like how he doesn't have enough money. And he even like emailed
In a work email?
Yeah, in a work email, he would blast our state administrator saying like, I got bait and switched, my paycheck here. He says he's only getting paid $28,000. He should be getting paid $45,000. By the way, he was, but it's called taxes, and I don't know what kind of other health deductions he has, right? But that's not my job.
Yeah.
She emailed back and said, look, you're paying Social Security and Medicare, and then you got a retirement plan, you have a dental plan, you have a prescription drug plan, you have union dues. I mean, I don't know what his level of insurance was. It must be like the most expensive one, but...
He clearly was not a math teacher.
No, he's a dummy. He's a dummy. And he would just write these letters, and he would threaten us and say, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. And so in September, he said, October.
Yeah.
He said he was going to quit. I'm like, well, shit. So I basically start making calls to my friends and whoever I can reach out to. Is like, hey, do you want to be a shop teacher, right?
Right.
And then, he claims that we're all out to get him. I'm like, whoa, you're being super paranoid. So let me read what he wrote.
I'm excited.
Ahem. Up until recently, there were 2.5 teachers in the shop. I don't want a co-teacher, and I'm grateful the shop is mine alone. But I could use a part-timer and I'm going to omit this person's name because he's the name of a security guard. I'll call him Steve. Steve, the guard, to help with classes like Period 7 so I can teach what I'm here to teach and not babysit kids who don't want to be here. So basically what he's looking for is a security guard to watch his classroom. Now, if you're a teacher, part of the job as classroom management is to manage it by yourself.
Yeah.
So then I feel sorry for him at this point because I've never had anybody kind of gently berate me over an email or the entire department telling us how shitty we are. And I was talking with my other people in my department what does this person want? What are we supposed to do?
Right.
So I said, Jack, I'll take you out to go eat. And then he goes, okay, so Applebee's or Chili's. No. We're not going to Applebee's. We're not going to Chili's. We're not going to do any of that. So I said, we're not doing this whole Chili's, Applebee's thing. Let me take you to some place local, right?
Okay.
So I took him to a Filipino food place.
Oh, God.
and I said, I'll order and I'll pay.
Right.
Right. So we went to Ward, Kaka'ako area, and then there's this Filipino food place there. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
And then we went, Shays. And then we went upstairs and I said, leave me 2 plates, lechon kawali. Right? And then
As
with
a
rice.
Filipino, this warms my heart.
Yeah, so you got to get lechon. If you're gonna lechon is basically fried pork with the skin on.
Good.
Oh, it's good with tomatoes, onions, and a vinegar sauce
Very good.
on a bed of rice. And if you want to go straight with it, it's adobo fried rice with the egg on top. But we didn't get that. We just went white rice. And so I put his plate down. I start digging in. It's about 4:00 in the afternoon now.
Okay.
And then he takes his fork. He pokes at it, and he goes, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's lechon. It's basically fried pork,
Right.
like pork belly, kind of." He goes, "Okay," and then he just kept poking at it. Took one bite, put his fork down, and then watched me eat. And I'm halfway eating. I'm like, "This is already a red flag. You're gonna come to another state and not even try local foods."
That's so rude.
Yeah, red flag number 1. And he goes, "I go, hey, Jack, you don't like it?" He goes, "No, I'm gonna order something else."
After you just paid?
Yeah, after I just paid. All right, man, well, go ahead. I want to make him happy. I want this nonsense to be over with.
Right.
And so he goes to the counter, and I shit you not, he orders pancakes. Not ube pancakes now. Ube, by the way, sweet potato, right? You've had ube pancakes. They're delicious.
Yeah, they're good.
No, not ube pancakes. Regular fucking buttermilk pancakes at 4:00 in the afternoon. What the? He goes, "Oh, I didn't see anything on the menu that looked good to me, so I just got the pancakes." I'm like,
Oh, that is so rude.
yeah. And basically, I didn't want it to go to waste. I'm like, dude, are you going to eat that? Because if not, I'm going to take it with me to go.
Yeah.
So basically, I took that with me. I took his plate to go. I didn't want to waste that food. Then after that, our friend, he's my friend because I've known him before he started working here.
Yeah.
And he was having a party on the North Shore, a small get-together party. And he invited the entire department out. But again, none of us can make it, right? But Jack decided to go.
Oh, no.
And this is about December. So Jack has decided to go to the party. And when he gets to the party, he basically says that he was ambushed. I'm like, what do you mean ambushed? He goes, your friend tried to talk me out of telling me to be more local and accept local culture. And I don't want to do that.
Oh my God. That is so rude.
That's some entitled shit.
That is entitled as fuck.
This is the kind of mainland person that comes to Hawaii and says shit well, back where I'm from.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's the kind of person that says that shit. Back where I'm from. Any excuse this person could make is back where I'm from.
Yeah.
And so we even invite him out. And so I do jujitsu.
Okay.
And getting your black belt in jujitsu is the big deal. It is top level big deal.
Right.
And our friend who's been training for 15 years is finally getting his black belt. It is the hardest belt to attain in the sport. It's usually a party, right?
Okay.
And so I invite him out to this event at Mono Jiu-Jitsu.
Jack. You invite Jack.
Yeah, I invited Jack. I invited Jack out to this event. And so I said, let me ask you something, Tina. If I told you where and when, is that all the information you need?
Yeah, pretty much, basically.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm glad you said that. So I said Mono Jiu-Jitsu, 7 p.m. Saturday.
Yeah, that's pretty clear.
Yeah. Then he didn't, and Jack didn't come, and whatever, because, I'm not going to hold it against him if he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
But then he rails us on email and says shit like, you couldn't even give me the address?
What?
What the fuck? Why do I have to give you the address? Go look it up. You're an adult. I told you where and when.
And he could have texted you too. What?
Yeah.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm going to read you an email.
Oh, God.
December 24th. You guys were gossiping about my emails and we're trying to talk my friend out of inviting Jack to this event. He basically said, I can't be around people that hate me. He says, I can't be around people that hate me. I just can't. I'm putting my resignation in. This is the second time, by the way. And I already told Sean, the principal, and he's using up it, and I'm using up my sick days. I wanted to be your friends, but IDK. What happened to the black belt thing? Howard can't text me the address? No, because you didn't want me there.
What?
What the fuck?
What the hell, dude?
Yeah. Am I lying by the way? Look at this.
No.
No.
Oh my God. And it's more paragraphs too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And so I'm tired of Jack being a jackass.
Yes.
At this point. So finally, by the way, we've decided as a department not to email him back unless it was work related.
Don't engage.
Don't engage, because at this point it's kind of like harassment, workplace violence.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
But I'm like, but we're all in disbelief, to be honest.
Right.
Because we've worked so tight as a group for so many years that this is new to us. It's like the first time I got called a racist name when I was in Florida. I didn't get mad, but I was like, wow,
what?
That's interesting. I got called a racist name in Florida, and I was like, huh. Well, that's new. I don't know.
That's a new specimen.
I didn't get mad at it. So let me read you what I finally wrote him. I said, Jack, sorry you feel that way. You sent a great number of emails voicing your displeasure about the DOE, the admin. And then finally I say, look, I'm going to tell you how I feel. So summarize, basically I say, when you felt overwhelmed, we came together and then you blamed us for trying to micromanage you. Then when you wanted to be left alone, we did that. And then you blamed us for not wanting to hang out with you. You tell people you feel alone, and then I offered them solutions of how not to feel alone. I said, maybe go pick up beach volleyball, stand-up paddleboarding, pickleball, whatever you do, whatever you want to do, go to the bar and make friends, however you want to make friends, be an adult.
Right.
And so basically, and he goes, I addressed his pain of the low pay. I said, nobody gets into teaching because we're going to get rich.
So true, dude.
we get in here to physically abuse children. No, I'm just kidding. we get into the job because we want to change some lives. We want to pass on a skill, in some weird altruistic way. I want to be remembered like a legacy.
Okay.
Right. I want people to remember me.
And that's legit.
Yeah. And so I tell him, I went back to college and got certified. By the way, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, he's not a certified teacher.
He's not?
No. He is an emergency hire. So let me explain the steps. Okay. So I want you to take your hand and put it as low as it'll go with your fingers out.
Okay.
Ready? So that is a substitute teacher. Then move your hand up about an inch. That's an emergency hire, which is a glorified substitute teacher. Still uncertified. Then move your hand up 3 more times. That is a certified probationary 1, probationary 2, probationary 3 teacher.
Okay.
And then make your hand as high as it'll go. That's a tenured teacher. I'm tenured. I've earned that spot because I've worked through the entire level.
Yeah.
He is near the bottom as an emergency hire.
Dude, what the hell? And he's sending all these emails on an official account.
Correct. He is an emergency hire. So basically his contract can be terminated at will.
I'm almost intrigued by his audacity.
We all are. We all are. We all are. And then he goes to Maui. And the sad part is, I don't know why I got to copy this email. I don't know why he CCs me. He talks shit about me, then he CCs me. He basically he goes to Maui, and then he can't afford his certification classes at college.
Yeah.
He says he's not fitting in with the department. Yeah, man, you're not fitting in because you keep yelling at us and berating us. Instead of
how are we supposed to make a friendship?
Right. Be humble and do what you have to do. When I first started this job, I had to do a lot of things that I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
They're like, Howard, go be the advisor for this club. I could say no, but if I want to be a team player, then it's, go be the advisor for the club.
Right.
Now that I'm tenured, I just say no. Go get the probies to do it.
No, get the newbies.
Go get your.
I'm
get
busy drinking my beer.
Yeah, in class. No. So basically, we expect he's on his way out.
Okay.
All right, I'm not done, and so in January, I get a message from my fiscal office.
Okay.
Saying, Howard, who's going to pay for the Home Depot bill? I'm like, what Home Depot bill?
What are they talking about?
It's the Home Depot credit card bill. So every school has credit accounts with different organizations.
Okay.
So I'm in charge of the budget for my department. That's my job. So every time somebody wants to buy something in my department, they just kind of tell me what they want. We've been super tight about things. They go, Howard, I'm going to buy this, and this is how much it is, and this is where I'm going to get it from. I'll be like, cool, we have money in the budget for it. You go get yourself, treat yourself.
Yep.
Treat yourself. And I'll make sure I make a note on my ledger.
Yeah.
And so I get a message from our fiscal office saying, Howard, who's going to pay the Home Depot bill? Like, what Home Depot bill? He goes, well, it's several thousand. Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't tell me that he freaking did it.
No. Yeah, he did. He's been basically spending money and creating spending violations.
Oh my God.
And so I finally confront him like, dude, what the fuck? Jack, what the fuck is this? He goes, well, nobody told me, and I shit you not, this is exactly what he said, because I wrote it down. Nobody told me what my budget was in the beginning of the year, so I'm going to spend until somebody tells me what it is.
What the fuck is wrong with you, you psychopath?
Yeah, we told him what his budget was at the beginning of the school year. And by the way, the entire time, from, I think, September on, and the school starts in August, so from September on, he doesn't come to any of our department meetings. Okay. We invite him.
Yeah.
We are required to. He does not come.
That would probably help with the friendship.
Yeah, that would help with the friendship part. He creates federal spending violations through Perkins funding, which is a federal source of funding. And he basically has this, he's a keyboard warrior, because I'm so sick of his shit.
Right.
At this point. And he's like, the fact that he told me he would just spend money is bullshit. And then he sends this letter February 3rd. He says, and he addressed this to the admin. Now, this is the most damning piece of evidence that I have in my hand.
Okay.
And he basically tells us over email, I'm writing to confirm my intentions for next year, and I'm going to get a notarized letter stating the same. And he writes exactly, to clarify, my intention is to return next year as a second-year teacher and continue what I started this year. So he's basically making a demand saying, I have a full intention of coming back next year.
You don't have that choice.
He doesn't.
What
That's
is
not
wrong
his choice.
with him? And he
then,
said this to his bosses?
Yeah. He basically sends it to everybody, saying that you better hire me back. And here, let me read you the most effed up part. And for those of you listening, if you feel threatened after I read this sentence, then you should feel the exact same way I feel. So at this point, he thinks that I'm out to get him.
Okay.
He thinks that I'm getting him fired. And and by the way, before I begin that, I don't think he knows what fired means, because fired means you leave right fucking now.
Yeah.
His status is like unknown because he's an emergency hire. All right. He says, and I quote, if I'm going to be fired, I'm not going to make this easy for you. Union, DOE offices, EEOC, Human Relations Commission, my dad hiring a lawyer.
Oh my God. Oh, that one went low.
It doesn't have to continue down this path, though. You need an apology, Howard. We can have that conversation. It's like, wait a minute. Did you just threaten us with a lawsuit if you weren't rehired?
God.
You're not on contract. You're an emergency hire. You're not even a certified teacher, and you're threatening us. You're threatening us. So not only this, you demand to be rehired,
Right.
then threaten the people that are going to hire you back.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He has no people skills whatsoever. He has no, just in terms of human skills, being a human.
No people skills.
That's amazing.
He threatened us. He threatened us. And at this point, I'm enraged. I am enraged.
Yeah.
And at this point, I basically told the principal, like, if this guy comes back next year, I'm letting you know right now that I feel uncomfortable. And so I emailed him back. I just basically said, based on your last email, you're making unsubstantiated claims against me. I consider this harassment. Do not send me further emails, or I may take further action.
Very, very straightforward.
Very straightforward.
Yeah.
Very pro. By the way, that did not stop his emails.
No.
Nope. Let me continue. So finally, I'm dealing with his fiscal fuck up in the fiscal office.
Right.
And as I'm standing in the office, he walks in. And I look right at him, Tina. I look him right in his beady little eye.
Yeah.
And I go, you and I need to have a conversation right now in the conference room. And he looks at me like, oh, okay, well, maybe I got to go back to my classroom right now, and then we have the meeting. Like, no, right now. And I never understood, he's such a keyboard warrior. That was just so upsetting. So we meet in the principal's conference room, and then but before that, so I go to my principal and say, I need to use your conference room.
Right.
Sean sees Jack standing right behind me.
Oh, God.
He goes, do you need a mediator? I said, no, I don't need a mediator. So we go in the conference room, and then immediately my phone starts blowing up from my department head. And she goes, do you need to come in there? Do you need me to come in there and record everything? I'm like, no, it's okay. I got it.
Yeah.
And there's a slit for a window with soundproof glass.
Yeah.
So people can see if the conference room's in use. And people would come by in about 5 minutes and peek in.
This is going down now.
Yeah. I think Howard's going to punch this guy right in the fucking face. And I was angry. I really was angry because I have to teach my classes, and then I have to handle his fuck up.
Right.
And so what I did was then I said, here's what we're going to do, Jack. You're going to tell me why you're angry, and I'm going to tell you why I'm angry. So he basically let out that he is, first he's lonely and he's sad and he's upset. And I'm like, yeah, no, I get that, right? You come all the way across the country to an island in the middle of the Pacific. Of course you'll feel lonely.
Yeah.
But that's a decision that you made.
Right.
I didn't make it for you. You wanted to clearly get away from whoever it was in your own hometown and start anew, and that's fine. Tell me what else. He goes, well, the pay's low. I'm like, and my classes are hard. My students are rough. I'm like, why don't you go Google Hawaii teacher satisfaction, and then you tell me what you see.
Right.
Right? As I said earlier, we didn't get in this job. It's a tough job. It's a tough job.
Right.
A tough, low-paying job, but we do it because we get to torture children. Yeah. That's basically what we do. So I had kind of just about enough of that. And I go, and I got to pay for certification classes. I'm like, yeah, man, you got to be certified to teach. This isn't flipping a burger.
Yeah.
You have to be licensed, a licensed teacher in the state of Hawaii. It is just a thing you have to do. You moved here. You clearly must have known the qualifications.
Right.
And then I said, by the way, stop telling everybody you make $28,000. So I took out my union handbook. I go, this is your pay scale. And I know you have a form that you signed agreeing that your pay scale is 45, not 28.
Right.
So stop telling everybody 28.
Right.
It basically came down to him being fearful and afraid. And then
What does that have to do with you?
yeah, exactly. What does it have to do with, like, you're just lashing out at me at this point.
Yeah.
And so I basically told him why I'm angry. Like, you create a federal spending violation. I've got to clean up your paperwork nonsense. You're spending money without proper approval from me. I'm surprised you haven't been fired yet. And yes, Jack, of course I'm trying to replace you because you told me you were going to quit in December. So of course I'm going to start calling people to replace you.
Right. And he did it multiple times, not just that one time.
5 times total
That's
over the course.
crazy.
So via like in-person conversations, like the first time someone tells me they're going to quit, I'm going to start to find a replacement.
Right.
Don't threaten me with that. I'll take action.
Yeah.
I will find someone. I go, and why do you keep thinking that I have the power to fire you? She goes, well, you're tight with the principal and you talk to him like, yeah, we talk like colleagues.
Which is like everyone else with their boss.
Of course, because our boss is really good. He listens to his employees. He listens to the teachers and the teacher concerns. And I said, I have a concern with you. You're threatening to leave and you're ripping us. So I'm going to try to find somebody. But I have no power to fire you.
Right.
Only the principal does. And so we had a 45-minute conversation, and then my phone keeps blowing up for the people saying, did you hit him? Did you hit him? No, I didn't hit him. I didn't hit him. And so then I thought, fine, the emails are done. The emails are over. There's peace in the universe. By the way, peace basically means I don't forgive you, but we don't do emails anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
The kingdom is quiet.
The kingdom is quiet. But 3 days later...
No! He has learned nothing.
No. So he basically continues to send emails saying like, why doesn't anybody come up and tell him what a good job he's doing? I'm like, what?
Why? Because you need a gold star sticker for being a teacher?
Yeah. No, why do you need that? So he gets angry at us because no one comes to his classroom to say like, good job, that looks good, congratulations.
That's not how compliments work, but okay.
Right. It's like, why do you need that as a middle-aged man?
Yeah.
You don't need that. And so I'm like, why do you need that? I don't expect people to come to my classroom, my colleagues, to go, Howard, good job. Here's your Paw Patrol sticker, right? I don't fucking need that. You know what's my thank you? You know what's my good job? It comes in the form of every 2 weeks. It's a check.
The money is the thank you.
The money is the thank you. Exactly. I don't need a card. I don't need any of that shit. Every 2 weeks, when I open up my bank account online, I better see the money in there.
Right.
If the money's there, I've done a good job. Continue. That's it.
The
Right?
money has stopped, you're not doing a good job.
Right. If the money has stopped, well, we have problems.
Yeah.
Why am I still working? Right? Like, that should be the problem. And, like, he would get angry that we would not do that. So, to retaliate,
Okay.
I think what he did was he brought a bunny into the classroom. And
bunny?
Yeah. And so, at this point in time, I'm talking to him now, kind of like uncasual. Like, hey, how's it going? Right? Because there's peace. He got a bunny for his classroom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a wood shop with power tools.
Oh my God,
With
that
drill
poor
presses.
bunny, dude, what the hell?
So this rabbit would run around and chew on things
Yeah.
and shit on the floor and piss on the floor while students are in the room. That's a safety violation.
Oh, that's gross, too, just in general. That's a human violation.
That is all kinds of violations. And so what I did was I called the DOE safety office.
Right.
And I said, hi, my name is Howard Cam. I told him who I work for. And he said, I told him, I was like, are you allowed to have pets in the classroom? And they're like, what do you mean, sir? Like a fish? I'm like, no. Like, can I have a rabbit? And And they go, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, what kind of class is it? Like a science class? Like, oh no, it's a fully functional wood shop. They're like, oh no, that's not a good idea. I'm like, well, my colleague has one, so I'm going to get a pit bull. I'm going to get a pit bull. And they said, you should not do that, and you should definitely talk to your principal before getting any kind of animal for the classroom. Right. I said, great, that's all I wanted to know. And so I hung up, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be like a lifelong conversation that lady's going to have with her bosses.
Yeah.
This guy just called me up and wants to get a pit bull for his classroom.
What a fool.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
And so then I see in his classroom again he had a TV on, and a kid's using a table saw. So the kid's watching YouTube on the TV on the shop floor while using a table saw. Now, he's not looking at his fingers or the saw blade.
Oh my God, that could be so dangerous.
Yeah. No, he came out with 10 fingers.
Yeah.
But he did that, and I told Jack, I'm like, dude, you can't have a TV on a shop floor.
Yeah.
If the TV is on, then all the power tools must be off and in a completely off mode, right?
Right.
Like with circuit breakers. You can't have the TV on at all. That's a safety violation.
Right.
And like, he didn't care. I'm like, oh my God, dude. And so at this point, months go by, and finally he says in, I think, March. So March, April, May. Yeah. So school's going to be over in like 3 months.
Okay.
And he finally says, I want to stay here as a teacher. I demand to stay. I finally feel like a teacher now. I'm like, you finally? Yeah. Bro, you should have.
Not day one.
Right. Shouldn't you be ready to fucking rock and roll day one?
What is wrong
because
with this dude?
You have children there. They're looking up to you for guidance. And you're not ready?
And you're not ready? You don't feel like a teacher? What have you been doing thus far?
Yeah. Like, you've just been an angry mainlander is what you've been doing. And I'm just so pissed off already. I'm like, I've just had enough. And we gone through all these emails, and we're done with him. And finally, I was told, like, look, why don't you just print out all the emails? And that's what I did. I saved every single email. Look at the stack of papers in front of me.
It's a packet. It is a novel.
Yeah, it is. This is the story of Jack, basically. The worst person that I've worked with. Okay, let me recap.
Okay.
He's lost control of his classroom.
Yes.
He is not teaching properly. He's overspending money on things that make no sense. Like, he built this room inside of his room.
For what?
Yeah, so I said, well, how is this equitable for everybody?
Right.
Because as a teacher in a shop, you need to do things that all students have access to and can participate in.
Right.
Because that's learning. You can't just give access to 4 kids out of 30.
Right.
30 out of 30 must have access. I didn't say they're going to participate, but they absolutely must be a part of the learning process.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I would go into his room, and 25 or so kids would be watching movies in the classroom side of it, while only 5 kids were actually doing the woodshop work.
Dude, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
That's taxpayer money, dude.
That's taxpayer money. That's fucking bullshit. And then our principal finally told them 6 weeks before school's over, I'm not going to renew you. Yeah,
wow,
so like,
what a surprise.
What a surprise. Then he gets more angry, say like, you guys suck. And then he basically ripped me and the principal, like, you guys are terrible. You don't know what you're missing. I'm a diamond in the rough. Yada, yada, yada. I demand to be here next year.
Did he
it's
really
mine.
say diamond in the rough?
I shit you not. It's in one of my papers. He said diamond in the rough. Do you want me to look through it? Go ahead. You keep the people busy. I'm going to look through it.
Oh, my God.
No, diamond. Yeah, I shit you not. Diamond in the rough.
I'm a star, baby. I'm a star.
Yeah, oh, God. He's a turd comment.
That is just way too much.
It is in one of my papers. I swear to God. But he says like I'm a diamond in the rough, and he says like you need me here. I'm the best.
This is like a breakup.
Yeah, he's a
right. Doesn't it sound like a breakup?
It is the worst possible breakup. We broke up with him. and he clearly has not gotten it. Like,
It's over.
It's over, dude. It's over. And so Jack is basically like, he keeps threatening, by the way, over email.
On the official, okay, I keep saying this, but on the official email
on the official
address.
email.
That is so stupid.
Yeah, on official email. Like, you are now is a public recorded document.
Yeah.
And then his last 6 weeks, he basically just had movie day every day in his classroom.
Oh.
So none of the students actually did any work.
So that's his tantrum.
That's his tantrum.
Yeah.
He basically disenfranchised students to throw a tantrum.
Cool.
Like, who's really suffering here? I'm not suffering. I'm in my classroom all day.
Yeah, it's the kids.
Yeah. So then here's the final bullshit. He then basically, we have a checkout at the end of the year. So every year we're supposed to like do a checkout for a classroom, like inventory, all that stuff.
Yeah.
He did not do his inventory, so we went in his room and did it for him. He's missing half the tools. Half the things are missing. Boxes of razor blades are missing. Power tools are missing. Yeah.
Oh my God. Did he steal it?
Well, somebody stole it.
Holy crap, dude.
Somebody stole it. In fact, as we were going over his Home Depot charges, there was supposed to be a negative $283 credit, right, on our Home Depot account. Oh, I need to talk about this. And so we were arguing with Home Depot, like, we were owed a $283 credit. And they say, no. We gave it back as cash.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. How did you give this back as cash? Like, well, a purchase was made on the card, and our policy says that we can return, when there's a return, we can do it back in cash.
Fuck this dude.
So I'm like, but wait, no, we don't have the cash. He goes, well, somebody has the cash on your side. So you know what Home Depot did?
What?
They basically said, we're done with you guys. Pay your bill. And then the minute we paid, so I basically told our fiscal office, whatever they say we owe, just pay.
Yeah.
Don't argue. Just pay to maintain our credit standing.
Right.
So we paid the bill in full. Then right after that, they said, we're going to cancel your account.
No.
Yeah. I mean, they can do that. They're the creditor, right?
Holy crap.
They said, well, thank you for selling your bill. Your account is now closed. We will not extend you any more credit.
Because of this one dude.
Because of this one jack off.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. So he has destroyed our entire pipeline to get parts and materials from Home Depot, which is so easy to do because we had a Home Depot credit card.
Right.
You know, we could just go down there, like, get 8 power tools. We got them. Bring them back to the shop.
Right. You didn't have to think about it.
No, yeah, he jacked that up. And so anyway, on this checkout process, how we did the inventory, half the tools are missing. And then so I had to go to my room because at this point I have to clean 2 other people's classrooms. I think I mentioned this in another episode.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning my classroom and other people's classrooms because, you know, she's pregnant, she's having a baby, so I have to clean her classroom.
Yeah.
My department head. And these are just things we do to be responsible adults. You need help, I'm going to help you. And then he sends one last email to us saying, why didn't anybody come up and say bye to me?
Oh, fuck you.
Right?
Fuck off. Get out of here.
Yeah. He sends an email. Why didn't anybody say bye to me? Howard couldn't even come up and say bye to me. And he's just, his room, by the way, is, I would say, 4 classrooms down.
Yeah.
Right? But why couldn't he say bye to me? I'm like, I'm busy, dude. I'm cleaning my room, doing end of the year procedure, doing my inventory, finalizing the grades for all the students, cleaning other people's classrooms, moving furniture, taking out trash. I don't have fucking time to come say bye to you.
And not just that, even if you weren't busy, why would you?
Right.
With all the shit that he's done.
Right.
Accusing you the whole way, why would you, of all people, say goodbye to him?
Yeah, why don't you fucking come down here and say bye to me? Fuck you. Right? Fuck you. Jack off.
Jack off.
Like, I have to come and say bye to you? Fuck you.
That's fucked up, man.
Like, it just... And then he says, it's still fixable. You can still undo this, and you can still talk to the principal and bring me back.
What's fixable? No, dude, you got fired.
No, he's not fired. He's not being renewed. Yeah, his contract is not being renewed.
Right.
And so, toward the end, he would even post on Google Classroom. Do you know what Google Classroom is?
I've heard of it, yeah.
It's basically a system that we use to communicate with students.
Okay.
So he'd post things in his Google Classroom saying, like, Howard Cam got him fired. And his students would come and go, Mr. Cam, is that true? I'm like, no.
He would put that with the students?
Yeah, he basically dumped his drama on the students.
That is
And then the
messed
students
up.
will be like, why are you getting him fired, Mr. Cam? It's like, I'm not firing anybody. And then so finally I had enough, and I let some of the kids read these emails, and they basically 180. They're like, oh.
He's messed up.
He's like, dude, Mr. Cam, I'm so sorry, but I thought like he was being serious. I'm like, oh, he's serious, all right. But I'm not in the wrong here.
No. No.
So from day one until the end, with a brief 3 or 4 day period in between,
Yeah.
he has just been berating us. And he says things like, why is my department head, why are you guys all ghosting me on on the emails? I'm like, no one's ghosting you. Well, kind of. Like so if I say fuck you, would you like professionally, and we're in a business setting, would you just like, dude, I don't want to talk to you?
Yeah. It's not called ghosting. It's called being professional.
Yeah, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to engage with you. If it's business related, and it's simple. Our meetings were like, meeting 3:00, this room,
Right.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's it. Hey, he never come anyway. Oh my God.
That was amazing. That was an amazing journey.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you, dude. I mean, I feel bad that this was like, what was this, like about 2 years?
1 year. He's
1
only
year?
here for 1 year. Well,
This was
technically,
1 whole year.
1 year. Actually, not even a full year, because a school year is only like 9-10 months anyway.
Oh my God.
Yes, over the course of that, he's destroyed my budget, spent all my money, put us in crisis with Home Depot, did a disservice to the children, and then threatened us when he wasn't going to be rehired. Yeah. He did all of those things. So, Tina,
Howard,
that is the worst person I've ever fucking worked with.
I feel used in a way. Like just being a part of this story makes me feel like I have been used by this man.
Yeah. Like, do you feel my pain? Like, do you feel my anger?
I do. And it's outrageous that he would always play the victim.
Yeah. He never apologized once, by the way.
He never thought, something's wrong with me.
Yeah,
There's a
maybe-
common denominator to all these problems.
Yeah, it's so okay, so we've talked about this in the past, right? Like if everyone is not hanging out with you, then it clearly must be you, it's not them.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Jesus Christ, this guy.
That's amazing. So where is he now?
I think he got picked up by another school.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
On another island.
Oh my God.
I hope he suffers.
I hope he does too.
I hope
deserves it.
I hope he gets fired immediately. But other principals call, and that's how desperate people are for teachers at some time. They'll take
They'll
somebody's
just go
shit.
through. Yeah.
Yeah. But he is such a piece of shit. I hope he never passes his certification courses.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve to.
Oh my God. I am emotionally drained talking about this. Right? Because no one believes me until I whip out the emails like, this happened to you? I'm like, oh, read it.
And again, I can't believe that it's been less than a year.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that like a 10-year war kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's like the depths of hell.
Yeah, no, this battle was something else. This battle was something else. Because he would make all these allegations and all these claims. I'm like, what is the matter with you?
That's crazy.
Right? I'm like, my coworkers are just like, Oh, and the young, vibrant 20-something-year-old working our department.
Yeah.
She goes, wait a minute. Because she loves drama.
Okay.
Like, I want you to imagine a kind of like a party girl that loves drama.
I could
Great
see that.
hearted person, smart, master's degree, but she loves drama. She goes, Howard, what the fuck? How come I didn't get half of these emails? I want to read them. I'm like, but they're not addressed to you. I'm like, well, I feel excluded, and I don't want to be excluded. So I want to read them. I'm like, are you serious? She goes, yes. I want to read all the drama.
I want to be a part of the pain.
Well, she loves the drama.
Yeah.
And she gets angry that she's like, how come he doesn't pick on me or call on me? How come he just like berates you and the department head and the principal? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Dude.
So he is an entitled mainland asshole who feels that everything must revolve around him.
A child.
He is a child.
Yeah, a man-child.
He is a child. This, I don't know what else to say about this. Okay, yeah, I'm at a loss for words. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being part of this very special podcast. This is the one that I've been building up to for a while. Yeah, I don't know what's going to top this now.
I think like this is the crescendo. Like
We reached Everest.
yeah, we've reached Everest for this.
As always, I want to thank Tina for joining me. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you for the pain.
You're welcome. Enjoy this journey with me. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have stories of the worst person you've ever worked with, go ahead and find us on Spotify or on iTunes and leave comments and messages, and we'll check on those. Aloha. See ya. Get a good night's sleep.